Hey everyone, it's Steve with the Prewitt Group. Today I wanted to dive into one of the oldest questions out there, whether it's better to rent or buy your own property. Wanted to go through some of the advantages of home ownership with you and give you some examples of what you may be able to buy for a similar price to what rent that you may be paying in our current market. So to first talk about the advantages of home ownership, I believe that the largest advantage to owning a property rather than renting one is the fact that over time you are making an investment into that property, and despite there being the need to maintain that home and different things, usually the upside over a reasonable period of time is far greater than the cost or the risk that some people associate with owning a home. For example, in Colorado Springs, we average 5 to 7% a year in appreciation historically, with only a few periods of time, a couple years in the late 1980s, and then from 2008 to about 2011, where we ever saw any negative appreciation within our market. So historically, we've been a very stable market to invest into and be able to see at least minimal returns over the course of time that you own a property. So for example's sake, in this video, I'm going to use a $200,000 loan, which would, with most of the first-time homebuyer programs, put you in somewhere probably at a $200,000 to $210,000 purchase price. And with that, if you stayed in a house 3 to 4 years and averaged 5% a year, after selling costs and different things, it would be very easy to accumulate $25,000 or $30,000 in equity over the course of a 3 to 4 year period in a home of that price range, which can make a big difference when families continue to grow or your wants and needs change in a property, for you to go in and be able to have more of a down payment on the next home that you purchase after you outgrow the one that you buy now. So I think certainly between some of the principal amount that you're paying down and even moderate appreciation in the market, it can certainly be something that helps you set aside and save money for a future down payment far easier than most people are able to come up with that amount of money just setting aside separate savings out of your income each month. The second way that home ownership can be an advantage financially is the tax write-off that you get from the interest that you pay on your mortgage. Again, looking at the $200,000 loan, a lot of the interest is front-loaded into more of it being paid at the beginning of the 30-year mortgage, less of it at the end. So over the course of that first 3 to 5 years on a $200,000 loan at 4.5%, you'd be looking at somewhere in $8,000 to $9,000 a year in interest you'd be paying. This can affect you financially in a couple different ways. One, that can be a deduction off of your overall income, which can lower your income that you have to pay taxes on at the end of the year. That can either be adjusted monthly to where you're getting more money from your employer, or can benefit you in either a larger return or less amount of money that you owe at the end of the year. So that can break down to between $100 and $200 a month in savings that a lot of times can make a property that costs the same amount of money that you're currently paying in rent appear as even a much better deal, or it can help make it where if you need to go up $100 or $200 a month in overall output of payment, it can make it where in the grand scheme of the year, very similar output to you as to what you're paying in rent right now because of that offset on taxes. The third biggest advantage I feel to owning your home is the stability and not having to have the need to move every 6 months or a year. As everyone knows, moving can be a hassle. It can take a lot of time. It can be very expensive and just be inconvenient. And so the idea of staying somewhere for a couple year period of time can truly save you money over that period of time, and also give you a certain amount of stability that if there are ever any hardships financially in your life, a home that you own isn't something that you have to be out of 30 days from now if you struggle to make the payment 1 month. There's certainly repercussions or consequences in late payment fees or dings on credit or different things if you're ever behind on a mortgage, but it's not something where you're necessarily going to have to be out of the house immediately, and certainly gives you a little bit more time to correct short-term financial hardships. So those are just some of the many advantages of home ownership, and happy to go through with you many of the others and or answer any questions you have anytime about the differences between renting or buying for your unique scenario. In the text down below, you're going to find some links that will take you to some searches on our page, give you an idea for what types of homes are available for the same monthly output that you may be currently paying in rent. So whether you're paying $500 a month or $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, there'll be some links down below that'll take you to searches that'll show you and give you a good example of what you may be able to purchase for similar monthly output. Until next time, make sure and check out those links, as well as use our site for any other searches for properties that are currently on the market, or to get an estimate of what your home may be worth in our current market. Until then, call, text, or email us anytime with the questions that you have, and we'll talk to you soon.